Hi, everyone, and welcome to StudioJake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today on my vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture, from celebrity news to film to television to anime, and so much more. I really appreciate you joining me today. Be sure to like this video, share it out, also leave me a comment, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Whether you want to gently tap the subscribe or smash the subscribe button, whatever you prefer. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions, and yours helps, as well as all your friends. So please do that for me. I really appreciate it. All right, so today, talking about a little bit of celebrity news. So, as we all know, Ezra Miller is starring in The Flash, and while Henry Cavill is not going to be in it, apparently, maybe he will in cameo, we don't really know. Um, they have decided to, replace him with Sasha Calle as Supergirl. Now, please note, I'm not saying anything against Sasha. This is, I'm sure she is a fine actress. I haven't seen the movie yet. The trailers, she certainly seemed like she's a good actress for the role. I don't like her costume. I think that they went out of their way to androgynize the Supergirl outfit. It's always been really sleek, always cool, very fashionista esque. And this time they put her in some weird diving suit, basically, with the S on it. And I think they did her a disservice as well as the fans. That being said, while I can go on and on about this, there is a kind of positive aspect to this. So, like as I mentioned, Henry Cavill has been fired from the new DC universe of films because James Gunn and Peter Safran are morons. I'm just gonna say it. James Gunn, he talks a big game when talking about the fans. He even tried to fan bait us with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and granted, he does know a little bit more than most Hollywood directors, but he clearly doesn't understand the fans and doesn't like them. I mean, it's just so obvious. And Henry Cavill, though, he ran into Sasha Calle. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Please let me know in the comments below if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, because I mean absolutely no disrespect to the actress whatsoever. This is according to MovieWeb. Man of Steel star Henry Cavill holds no ill will towards The Flash and his iteration of Superman being left out in favor of Sasha Calle's Supergirl, with the actress revealing that Cavill gave her his approval. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Calle revealed that she did indeed meet her fellow superhero. They put superhero with a hyphen. I don't know why they did that. Heaping praise on the actor of and his portrayal of the DC icon. Yes, I met him. Met him actually after the movie was done months later. I gave him a big hug. It's Henry Cavill, man, our Man of Steel. He is kind and very proper, and it was a great experience. She was quick to ask Superman actor whether he approved of her performance as Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl in The Flash, revealing that he described her role as phenomenal. I asked him, "Did I make you proud, cuz?" Because Superman and Supergirl are cousins. Does Superman approve? And he was like, "Absolutely, you did a phenomenal job." I think to me that meant the world because it's Henry Cavill, Man of Steel. And that is absolutely true. I have no doubt that the story is true. I have heard from numerous people that Henry Cavill is a class act, that he is one of the few in Hollywood who doesn't let the fame go to his head, that he's a massive nerd. He clearly likes Warhammer. He's very public about that. And I think that's really cool. I think that it's not her fault that he got fired, obviously. She didn't do anything wrong. When you're asked if you want to portray Supergirl, were you going to say no? Yeah, don't be like Jessica Biel. She turned down the role of Wonder Woman because way back when the Justice League was first founded, Wonder Woman acted as the Justice League secretary. Okay, that was just her position in the organization. A lot of men serve as secretaries in organizations, but Jessica Biel threw a little bit of a hissy fit about it. That movie never got made, but if it had, maybe there's some alternate universe where she wasn't a dumb celebrity, but I digress. So, um, all that to say, I don't blame Sasha for any of the stuff that happened with Henry Cavill. And like I said, I'm willing to give her a chance as Supergirl. I just think the costume is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, it looks like a knockoff diving suit. Like they couldn't even have tried to make her look cool. Even the Injustice 2 costume is better than that outfit. And, that's saying something. But that's neither here nor there. This movie is definitely one that I think that if I'm going to give out a prediction for it, I think it's going to do well on its opening night only because of Michael Keaton returning as Batman. I think Ezra Miller being the criminal that we all know him to be, yeah, well, he's okay with that. He has said in an interview he's okay with that, so shut up. I think that when it comes to Ezra, Hollywood is making a big mistake. Same with Alec Baldwin. Same with Amber Heard. We're seeing this play out. Even the director of The Flash, he has said that if he was to make a sequel, he would bring Ezra back. What a moron! I know I'm using that word very loosely, but it just doesn't make sense. And it goes to show you why Henry Cavill was right to play Superman. He just got a really lousy director. He and Amy Adams were perfect as Clark Kent and Lois Lane, but they got a really bad director, a total hack in the business, and it sabotaged it. And it's unfortunate that James Gunn didn't see this. It's ludicrous to me that he's bringing back Ezra Miller and Ben Affleck, but he's not bringing back Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot. It just is laser brain, galaxy brain to me. Now, some people are like, well, Jacob, don't you think it was probably the bosses, blah, 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 blah. Is James Gunn the co-director or not? Is Peter Safran the co-director or not? I'm so tired of this whole blame game. Here's what happened. James Gunn is still bitter about what happened to him at Marvel. He was a perv, and he got fired for being a perv, and then they brought him back, and DC brought him on board to direct the Suicide Squad, which was way better than the first one where Jared Leto pretended to be the Joker, and he did a great job. So then they're like, hey, let's bring this guy on board. He'll be our Kevin Feige. But then he started making mistake after mistake. Even if it was not Gunn or Safran's decision to fire Cavill, and even if that was not their idea, Black Adam was already doomed to fail because the superhero movies with this insertion of politically correct ideals, that's going to harm them. It started with Marvel. It started to infiltrate the DC films as well, and it's such a shame that these two companies can't see this. That's why indie comics are blowing up, and that's also why Amazon Studios has recruited Henry Cavill to do a Warhammer series. I think he's going to be great in that. He certainly knows the franchise, and he's not going to let Amazon get away with the same shenanigans that DC did with Superman and that Netflix did with The Witcher. I think that he's going to rock it just like Chris Pratt did with The Terminal List. I think that it's going to be an epic series. Now, I'm not familiar with Warhammer. I'm a total normie when it comes to Warhammer, so please note I'm not coming at this from any sort of expertise on the RPG or the tabletop game or collecting the figures or whatever. I'm total newbie. I'm trying to study up on the lore just a little bit so I can understand it. But other than that, I am a total and utter normie when it comes to Warhammer. So don't take my word on that. But again, this just goes to show you Henry Cavill, who knew about Superman. He knew about Geralt from The Witcher. I even heard for his audition, he actually cosplayed so he could get the part of Geralt. And then Netflix just all squandered it. And then they tried to do this whispering campaign about him, to try to ruin his reputation. And it seemed like it worked. It didn't seem like he was getting a lot of parts for a while. But then we hear about this Warhammer experience. And there's even rumors that Guy Ritchie is going to do The Man from U.N.C.L.E. again and bring back him, not Armie Hammer, obviously. And I would love to see that. And who knows, maybe James Gunn and Peter Safran will wise up. There's a few rumors about the casting of Superman going around. I think I don't think anything has been confirmed, but I could be wrong about that. I'll double check that right now. He's released a short list, and he says that he's released a short list and he's auditioning them, and he has a few favorites, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Whatever the case may be, I do hope that that James Gunn does honor Superman. I think any director who has a connection to the comic books, which I think James Gunn might, wants to direct Superman. He's iconic. He's an American icon. He stands for truth, justice, and the American way. And I think not having him in The Flash was a big mistake. And I know it's because they say Black Adam was the reason for this, because they were hoping that the first week when people realized he was Superman, that would draw them in. A cameo isn't going to draw people in. I'm sorry, it's just not. That's why the movie didn't make it. If anything, Pierce Brosnan was the highlight of that film. He dove into the part of Dr. Fate, which I thought was really cool of him. And I really hope that DC will learn its lesson, that they'll cut these criminals like Ezra Miller, and they'll bring in someone to play the Flash who's, didn't try to groom children or, rob hostels and throw chairs at people or choke slam fans. I hope that they'll actually bring in an actor like Grant Gustin, or Chad Michael Murray would make a great Flash. If you're watching James Gunn and you actually care about the fans, hopefully you'll pick someone, and hopefully you'll bring back Henry Cavill. I doubt he will, but we can hope. If nothing else, like I said, this story of him complimenting Sasha is very nice. It's very friendly, and I hope that we see more of Henry Cavill in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to StudioJake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.